I was originally going to put this off, but I think it's time for me to make a Uber Ace explanation. Now, I'm not going to save any of this progress, so we're going to just powder everything.
What can I do for you, dearie?
Or can we just sell everything? I know this will be saved, so please don't panic and scream. They say someone's wearing it too also, but that's, like I said, it doesn't really matter. Okay. I'm gonna start right from scratch.
What do you want, huh?
Alright. I only have 5 more aces. Ubers. Well, 5 more mini medals.
Just take it already! Just take it already! Just take it already!
Oh yeah, I guess we're talking about Uber Ace guides. It's ideal that, you get this many mini medals.
Just take it already! Just take it already!
But before you actually buy the mini medals, you should save your game first. And you should save it twice. Is what should happen. I kind of missed that skip.
Just take it already!
But, actually, once I buy all this, then I'll turn it better, because he's making a lot of noise.
Just take it already! Just take it already!
My sound effect is coming right from my earphones.
Take it already!
I don't want to hear no echoes or anything like that.
Just take it already! 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 Just take it already!
I wonder who is he saying that to? Group, okay.
Just take it already!
Still gotta give them their match, but I still have to beat Devastating Dragon with Maribel. I know I can do it. I feel like Tortico is easier. It's just having an answer for the bat.
Just take it already! 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 Now scream!
Okay, now I can concentrate a bit better. Now, before you would buy all those mini medals, you would save your game first. Huh? Okay. Alright, sorry about that little disturbance there. Hey, FightNoid, how you doing? Oh, let's see. I'm about to explain these Uber Aces. I haven't got to it in a long time, but it's kind of important that my team know how to use Uber Aces more effectively. So I'm gonna run down all the Uber Aces I've found, and we're gonna hit a couple of combos. Just the ones that matter.
What can I do for you, dearie?
I know everyone has their own playstyles, but they're gonna be some objectively better aces. Now, let's take a look at this. Now, usually you can tell an Uber Ace is garbage by the first 4 attributes you see. Tension up with some enemies beaten, chance to stun, gain tension while dancing, and finally coup de grace. Sadly, this ace would be a complete waste of your... This Uber would be a complete waste of your time. A complete waste. Even if this thing were, oh, let's just say that's 10%, 15%, 15%, 20, 25, 25%. Sorry, it's unfortunately garbage. Some of us can't wait to get max tension, and some of us are just terrible at getting max tension. Alright, let's see what else. See, this one already has a good one already. Spell damage is something that can be used. Chance to stun. It really only works if you're catching enemies that are charging your attacks or something like that. Other than that, it's kind of pointless. HP regen, it might be a low level skill, but it's something that can be used. But I would take it only as a, I don't know. Like if you're eating a burger, you put ketchup on it, really. Spell damage. We don't know our 4th attribute yet. Oh, okay. Now, the funny thing, if you can get this attack can drop defense to at least 1%, it's possibly worth keeping. Possibly. Let's see. 10%, 15, 20. So, this would be considered a good ace. It has 20% in spell damage. That's 1, 2. This doesn't have enough damage down, but it's still kind of worth keeping, especially with HP. Like, it is 2 a.m. in the morning for me right now. I actually have no energy to play. I have enough for this, but that's about it, though. Okay, I don't want to help him out, because if I say no to that fight, but go to that one, it's going to make me look terrible. I just have just enough energy just for this, because I need to talk about these aces. Now, this right here is one of the most important abilities you'll get in the game. Very important. But you have got to have some type of NP recovery behind this. And there we go. We have something that's actually usable. This and NP regeneration down of any kind makes this worth it. It's one of the best by yourself. If you're not relying on Angelo, the bow and arrow guy, this is easily the best Uber Ace you can get. Just this alone, by the way. This makes it very usable. Auto defend, it depends. It can work in the air. I might need this. This has charge time too, also. That's a 40% too, also. That's a 50%. I could still rock with this, even if it was just 1 NP. This is 2, so that's 8%. Oh, 12%. And a 50 charge. It's almost worth keeping too, that's the funny part. Just to get slightly different charges. Anyway, that's a good ace. I had to beat, that'd be, who would be that good? Who would be good for that, really? There's a couple of characters that can use that pretty well, in general. Because charge time, getting it up to 50, is basically like a uninvested meteorite bracer. Definitely, good. I would, bare minimum, I would settle for 30. But 50, great. And auto defend works even in the air, so that's great. Alright, critical spell rate is a garbage stat. You don't need it. No point of having it whatsoever. Bedazzling, unfortunately, it's a worthless stat. Wouldn't waste your time on it. Critical chance has a use, being able to critical damage, so self-explanatory. Longer tension time, let's see. sorry to say, but this isn't good. Looking at this alone, so sorry to say. Auto defend, it's cute, not necessary. Now, depending on if you're running a spellcaster like a mage or something like that, you would rather have these than the spell damages. And a good number of them too also. That's 2. That's 3 and 4. That's 12%. Unfortunately not usable. I would have to settle for 15. Yeah, 15 or higher. But that'd be the only exception. Okay, so now we got another one of these. And I want to mention this is a very dangerous stat, by the way. You do not want to use this and not have some type of MP recovery that's also on the same Uber Ace, or it's a complete waste. Weak point damage has its use versus Dragon Lord. Critical damage increase, that's pretty good. Spell damage, it depends on how much it is, has to be 15. Okay, I gotta read this slower actually, let's see. So we have one of those, 2, 3. A lot of this is not enough really. It just, I mean, if you're like me, you may, okay, if you're the average player, you're probably not gonna fight the devastating Dragon Lord that often. Weak point damage is nice, but it's just not something that you're gonna use consistently. Unless, of course, you use a character that can counter or parry stuff. It's kind of a waste. This one pretty bad, so the next line, let's see. Breath resistance has its use on a defensive level to keep you safe from the Dragon Lord if you plan on fighting the Dragon Lord, sadly. HP has its use if you're just terrible at healing yourself. Occasionally ignores damage. It really just depends. Honestly, I wouldn't bother keeping it around. Just dodge attacks or block attacks. Critical chance, self-explanatory. Unfortunately, this doesn't really benefit our damage whatsoever. It's a purely defensive, which makes it worthless. Now it depends if we can get depends on how many we can get from here. Let's see. Now, this ace right here, just alone, will be a good ace. If it can get more than 2, by the way. I know the other one had like 1 on it, but if I can get at least, oh, I don't know. This is 3 right here. This makes it one of the best aces I've gotten so far. Easily one of the best. This is 4 MP recovery. Actually, for demonstration purposes, maybe I will upgrade this one and explain what someone would do about this. Just to show off, what would somebody do with an ace like this? Or just keep it on standby. And I would still add these just because, I don't know, it's something. And if you have the investment, you can probably do this too also. A worthy ACUs. And I will show what I'm gonna do with this Uber Ace later. But that's a keeper. Like, that's perfectly acceptable for what I'm about to do with it later on. Critical chance, breath resistance, I've done this before, garbage. Attack boost. Now this is one of the more important ones, by the way. If you're running somebody with oomph. If you're not running somebody with oomph, which does limit your team building, by the way, and everyone has to go purely offense, by the way, it's kind of annoying. I mean, I'm usually tasked to run Angelo, or somebody will say, can someone run Angelo? And yes, Angelo, the Born Arrow guy, is the only guy that people care about when it comes to raising oomph, because the other two, the other one's half good, and Nira, poor Nira, she's just ignored so much. Now, how much I have? Let's see. Wow, only 20%. I would only bother dealing with that if I had at least 30%. The 60% in lasting, well, 40%, I said 80? Oh, it's 80% it lasts longer. This is still, oh, no, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 100 points more, huh? Too bad it's still terrible. Not enough attack boost increases. Not enough. Let's see, attack. I would only settle for this if it were like maybe, if it were just a high attack. We're talking about maybe 20 to 25. I would try to score for 25 in all honesty, but if it has good stats on it and it's 20, sure. Anything lower than that, it's kind of terrible. Alright, it has that very dangerous attribute, but no MP investment, so it gone. Actually, I better go ahead and start powdering these things too also while I'm at it. Let's see. Actually, I'll just go ahead and sell them. We'll start from, so we already go to this one. Let's see. That's that other one. Okay, that gets trashed. Increased spell damage. Again, it has to be 15 for me to care about it. I know it seems a bit fast, but you're just gonna see certain things and just go, wrong. I need something that boosts my power. That's the only point of running these things, by the way. Now, these are already darkened out because I know that these right here are 4. That's easily usable for another character, by the way. Easily usable. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, there's 4 of them. Shockingly, this is usable, by the way, as there are some enemies that can be poisoned. But, you know, the 4 MP alone would make it viable. Okay, I'll empty out everything except for that one. I'm sure I have prayer rings on standby somewhere. Let's see. How many prayer rings do I have? 16, of course I do. Oh, and also, if you are powdering stuff, just make sure you raise the grade of it.
No.
I'm gonna run an Emerald Moss Grate.
No. No. No.
I don't want to get rid of certain things, though.
No.
Actually, we'll leave it blacked out, but I'll end up adding those later. Like, one of them is a keeper, though, that's for sure. Alright, back to selling. Can we add something to that Uber? We're just gonna add something on here that'd be usable, like this poisons thing. Alright, go back to enhance. Uber Ace. We will invest more into it later.
No.
Alright, we'll just keep that right there. Go back into sell mode in case we see another terrible amount of Uber Aces. And this one was terrible, not high enough attack. Movement speed is a very interesting stat because it's only really usable for flying starts and skipping certain sections of the, well, the dungeon area where you get all your weapons taken away. But it has to be pretty high for it to be worth anything. Like, we're already looking at an 8 already. Now a 12. A 16. This would somewhat be worth something, honestly. I would keep it just for the 16. Very gimmick ace, but has purpose. The hard part is finding an ace that goes with it also. And I'm sure you need a lot of speed for it to work. Poisoning attack, like I said, you could affect a lot more enemies than you think with poisoning attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 4 different stats, so this doesn't boost my power at all. Worthless Uber. Ingredient drop is very rare. I would probably keep it just for the ingredient drop alone. Movement speed is nice. They both go hand in hand. This is field work as far as anyone's concerned. Higher attention time. Sure, it's something. Attack boosted. Oh, it actually has something good. How much attack boost do we have? 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would immediately make it the best ace right here. Better than that more MP thinking. This is great. A good ace. Fantastic ace. The longer attention times, sure. How much movement speed are we talking about here? 4, 8, 12. With 1, 2, 3 more seconds of tension increase with an ingredient drop. I forgot to sell the other ones. It's gonna be a little confusing actually. Let's see. It's also late at night, so I'm gonna try to make this very quick too also. Maybe I'll just stay on this mode so I can invest on what I need to invest on. Why is this one so dark? Does it have that many what I'm looking for? No freaking way. There's no way this thing has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 MP regenerations. That's maddening. Very maddening. That's a good one also. With 3 of these two also? Well, that's obviously an S rank Uber. Without question.
Ooh.
I'll keep that together. We can't do anything with it for right now, though, but I will be grinding on the side. Okay, hey, let me slow down here for a second. I did see something decent. Because this really big, but bedazzling, we leave that to a character for bedazzling, honestly. Change the auto revive. I mean, if you like the stat, then sure, but it doesn't help you hit harder. Ability damage does let you hit harder. But when we're talking about Uber Aces, you want to sell for at least 20%. At least 20%. You might get upset where it's like, but it's 15. They're like, no. Don't waste your time. Go for 20%. So we're going to look and see if we have it, by the way. We're at 10. This is only 10. Which is a few bits of weak point damage. Worthless. Or just not good enough. We've already hit that one, so we know that one's good. Hit the revive. Poison damage. And I guess magic and poison too also. This only matters if it's 20% or higher. Do gain tension. Oh, I got a viewer. Hey, I remember this guy. Do gain tension when some foes beaten have an advantage during one-on-one fights with super bosses? The answer to that question is no, unfortunately. You're going to do this versus a group of enemies. I might throw this on like a Mina just to help her get whatchamacallit, more tension, because she is the worst character when it comes to gaining tension. If she's not using her cards, by the way. Oh, also, please add me on PSN. The sooner I can get you into my group, the sooner my group can help you. And I mean very quickly. And I'll post my PSN since you're here also. Because I've seen you a while, and I definitely wanted to add you for the longest time also. To help you out. But after I add in my PSN, I'll get back to my explanations. You'll learn something today. Okay, that takes care of that. Now, as I was explaining, this ace is not good enough, unfortunately. Wait, that's 5. That's 10. That's 15. Oh, okay, this ace is actually worth something. It's 20%, so a keeper. We'll just add something on here. And I'll explain what to combo this with. I would say after I get a certain type, if I hit like certain types, then we can stop the explanation and focus on it. Now, because these are dark, I know these are MPs, because I just burned a lot of MP. And don't sleep on these MP regenerations. I would say bare minimum, settle for at least 2 or higher. At least 2 or higher. This is pretty nice too, because it's self-explanatory. Great for spellcasters. Let's see, 3. Magical resistance is rare and has a use versus certain bosses. Fractos fights, for example, that use magic. What's this? This was 3. That's 6. And that's 9. Shockingly, this is usable. I mean, actually, this was always usable because of this, but everything else is okay. It has the right kind of defense. And good for recovery. I mean, nothing's going to beat that 7 when it comes to recovery, but we'll get to that one later. I think I covered this ace already. Damage ignored. I mean, if you're feeling like you're going to get hit, but I'm not seeing anything that damage modifiers whatsoever. This is technically a damage modifier, but I will only settle for it if it was like 30 or 40. At most, honestly. Which is, let's see, 1. But at that point, you might as well use a meteorite bracer, so it has to offer quite a bit. This has 3 MP regeneration, so this is a keeper. Spell damage. This is... Okay, let me explain this one. This is a new one. Quick tension gain when fired up. It's when you hold the circle button and you're kind of like glowing and get your MP back a little bit. That's considered a fire-up state. So, this is actually pretty useful. And based on what I've seen from a fellow player who's kind of a troll, very energetic, the warrior can build their tension up pretty fast by spamming what was it called? Cold Fusion? It's like their tornado attack with a body slam. It's very fast, by the way. I'll probably show it on stream just to show you how fast it can be gained with the right stuff. So, this is already a keeper, but this is like extra. You get a little bit of HP recovery, so HP and MP recovery is nice. But it has to deal with spells, though. That's 10%. 15. 20, 25. This is easily an S-rank ace. 25% in spell damage. 3 MP recovery. Honestly, I should have saved my investment, actually. Because this is still good. With some type of healing and stuff. I'll put something on here to keep it in mind. Alright, give me something with high ability, though, game.
Ooh.
That's what I need. Has to be at least 0.1 for it to be worth anything. Which, that's not happening. Garbage ace. How much was that? Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Technically worth something, so it's like, sure. We'll hold on to this. What time is it?
Ooh.
Okay. I can't believe this is almost clocking around 30 minutes. I will get to the good part, trust me, people. This is the only damage modifier, unfortunately. Everything else is just drop defense or stuff like that. How much was that, by the way? Let's see. That was 3. Okay, worthless. Depends on how many there is. Has to be 15. I'll settle for nothing less than 15. Only damage modifiers, that's 5. Wow, worthless. Not enough ability damage, sorry. Has to be 20 or higher. Don't want to waste someone's time. I only care, I mean, this is okay, but we're not going to depend on this. No ability, no spell damage, no tough guy tattoo, no MP recovery. 15 attack is cute, but it's not enough. Again, I would 20 or higher. With good, like, stats, too, also. Alright, that's 3 MP recovers, that's nice. This is 20, so this is already a good ace already. Definitely a keeper. Oh, we have 2 of these also. This is great for fighting multiple enemies. This is a good Uber ace. If people didn't know what they were doing and just like, I want some attack and some MP, this would be a fine ace, honestly. Now I'll drop something in here too also.
Ooh.
Ability damage, how about this one? Let's see. Again, we're looking for something like, so that's 10. Only 10, huh? Sadly, this ace isn't worth anything. Needs to be a lot more. This is the last row. What do we got here? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, because it has that 50%, it makes it shockingly worth it. So, we'll put a little investment into this too also. Just a little bit. We'll put it right here though.
Ooh.
And I think you're the last ace. Let's see. 15 attack, sure. HP. 1, 2. Unfortunately, we didn't get too many Uber aces with ability damage, which is a shame, by the way. At least not good ones with abilities to it. I was kind of hoping I get something. It's got to be something that's decent. Let's see. A decent ability damage. Just something to explain something. Alright, so I'll just get like 10%. Again, I wouldn't recommend settling for 10% at all. That's a complete waste. An absolute waste. To get aces and spoils, I would just cut your expectations by half. In my honest opinion. So you don't upset yourself when you do get one and see how terrible your odds can be. We're just going back in time and see what kind of, if anything had, like, ability damage. We had one like 10% or something like that. Like something average, common. Alright, so that was 10. So we'll just upgrade this one. And I'll explain what you can do with stuff like this.
Ooh.
Now, what are you going to do with these aces?
Ooh.
I mean, sure, you can combine them. But you have to think about how you're going to combine them. So we'll just focus on the most important one. One of the ones that had the MP recoveries. Now, one of the most easiest ways to increase your power, with like no ifs, ands, or buts about it, just greatly increase your power. And we'll probably show this off with like, let's see, is with this combo right here. A tough guy tattoo. A prayer ring. And then finally, one of the Uber aces that has more investment in MP. Which is... we'll just take this one. I know that has more stuff to it. Which is very nice, by the way. Let's see. We can actually map this one out right now, actually. Let's see. This is an amazing set. We're talking about almost 10 points of MP recovery. Almost 10 points of recovery. Very, very good stat increase. This is like the best one. Like, of course you might have to worry about your NP and stuff like that. I get that. Some people prefer, you know, using their MP as much as possible, and there are ways to do that, by the way. Like, this does allow a lot of stuff to happen, by the way. Now, I think I had one that had both MP and HP also. Well, MP and was it this one? I had something that had both in it. Let's see. I think you were the one, weren't you? Alright, let's go ahead and race his attack power one right here.
No. No.
Now, for those who want to play smart and, you know, actually take Angela with you on your adventures and stuff like that. And again, totally your choice. We didn't put everything in here because we're still missing, we're missing something, but I'll explain what to do with this next.
Do come again.
Now, the easy answer for this is the, and we'll just throw it on an Angela for right now. And we'll just sort by type. Go back up. Alright, that's 40 attack. This would be at 50. Yeah, we'll combine this with like a strength finger or something. And you're rocking this much. Which is jaw-dropping, by the way. Nearly base, it was gonna be 100. And some characters already get a 10% boost already. And we'll hit one more tier. We'll just throw this on top of Maribel. Let's see. We had something that gave investment to, here it is. 10% ability damage. What else does ability damage? Do I have to explain ability damage? I mean, it's basically special attacks, you know, on the physical side. And sadly, there are some attacks that look like they're physical, but they're magical. Alright, I'm just looking for my dog collar. Also, sorry, Ender, for not joining your game. I would have joined, but it's super late, and I'm really pushing it right now. Right, thinking, what kind of third eye would I have? I mean, honestly, just throwing a prayer ring on anything just makes sense. I mean, since clearly when you're doing this, you're going to be spamming abilities. Where's my prayer ring? There we go. Sorcerer. Alright. I've got the Sorcerer's Ring too also. Now the Sorcerer's Ring is kind of like a... if I can't find any Uber Aces and stuff like that. It is something that can be farmed. It is something that does have some use for spellcasters and stuff. Totally worth something. At least, you know, it depends. Like on a Sunday, if you just need that extra little bit of like MP recovery, just one little point, and you don't feel like going through magic mazes, sure. Like this is more of a guaranteed increase, as opposed to a chance to increase. Now the funny thing about what I just did right there, if I were to reset my game right now, I would get the exact same aces that I bought. So one could theoretically count how many aces you use to get the ace you actually wanted, and just buy that many up from that point. Then save the game, and then well, you would have to do a flying start, you know, right after, so you can actually reset your odds. Anyway, I hope this explanation was helpful when it comes to increasing damage. This is usually my preferred way of increasing my damage tough guy tattoo. This is the secondary way, and this is the polar opposite of whatchamacallit, a spell damage. So, you know, you would use a socket locker for this, something that invests like in spell damage, and then a prayer ring. And don't mind that, it's supposed to be a prayer ring, honestly. You'll be using a lot of prayer rings until you get, you know, something very juicy, by the way. Where's the other thing at? Okay. And this too also. If you plan on running Angelo, if you can tolerate him, it's recommended you get attack boost increased it for your entire team. 30% or higher, I would say, is okay to settle with. When it comes to aces, however, well, like I said, cut your expectations in half as far as I'm concerned. You just want to think about it. I don't know what your ability is, but this will definitely increase your power. Anyway, take care and good night, people. It's late for me, I gotta go.